Trust. It's the foundation of any marriage. Or at least that's what I used to believe. I had never been the jealous type. Never been the kind of husband who checked his wife's phone or questioned her whereabouts. But something had felt off about Evelyn lately. She had become distant, distracted, more glued to her phone, smiling at messages she never bothered to share. And then there were the excuses, the sudden plans with friends I'd never met, the late nights that didn't add up. So before leaving for my business trip to Chicago, I did something I never thought I'd have to do. I installed cameras. Not the obvious kind. Not the ones mounted in the corners of ceilings, blinking with red lights. These were discreet, small, hidden within everyday objects. A decorative clock in the living room. A smoke detector in the hallway. A charging dock by the bed. Evelyn had no idea. That's what made it worse. Sitting in my hotel room, I sighed, rubbing my temples. It had been a long day of meetings, but sleep wouldn't come. Maybe I was just being paranoid. Maybe I would check the footage and feel like an idiot for doubting her. I opened my laptop, logged into the security feed, and let the video play. The first hour was normal. The house was still untouched. The living room lights glowed softly, just as I had left them. Then, at 9:37 p.m., the front door swung open. Evelyn walked in, but she wasn't alone. A group of people followed her, men and women, laughing, already drinking. She tossed her coat onto the couch, kicked off her heels, and turned to them with a wide grin. I frowned. My pulse quickened. I fast-forwarded. More people arrived. More alcohol. The music started playing. At first, I convinced myself it was just a small gathering. A harmless night with friends. Maybe she had meant to tell me and just forgot. But then, at 10:12 p.m., I saw him. Nick, my coworker, my friend. What the hell was he doing in my house? I watched as he leaned in, whispering something into Evelyn's ear. She giggled, resting a hand on his chest. My grip on the laptop tightened. I fast-forwarded again. The living room was different now, the way people moved, the way they touched. The way some couples disappeared into darkened hallways. The air in my lungs felt thick, heavy. Then, the bedroom. I hesitated, fingers trembling above the keyboard. I didn't want to see it, but I had to. I hit play, and there she was, Evelyn. My wife, in our bed, with him, with others. The glass in my hand shattered before I realized I had been gripping it too hard. Whiskey spilled across my laptop, but I didn't move. I couldn't move. The laughter, the tangled limbs, the betrayal unfolding in real time. My home, my wife, my vision blurred with red-hot rage. Evelyn had no idea I was watching, but soon, she would. My pulse pounded in my ears, my breath coming in ragged gasps. I wanted to look away, to shut the laptop, to pretend I hadn't seen what I just saw. But I couldn't. I wouldn't. My fingers trembled as I dragged the timeline bar back a few minutes and hit play again. Maybe I had imagined it. Maybe there was an explanation. Some kind of sick misunderstanding. But no. It was all there. Evelyn. My wife. The woman I had loved, trusted, built a life with. Stripping down to nothing in front of a room full of people. Some of them I recognized. Nick, my coworker, was front and center, his hands gripping her waist as she laughed and pressed her body against him. Others were strangers, a group of men and women drinking, watching, waiting their turn. I swallowed hard, my stomach twisting into a sick knot. This wasn't a drunken mistake. This wasn't a moment of weakness. This was organized, planned. My house, the place I had poured my sweat and blood into, the place I thought was ours, had become a goddamn swinger party. I gritted my teeth as the video continued. The dim glow of our bedroom filled the screen, our bed now defiled by a parade of strangers. I watched, my hands gripping the table so hard my knuckles turned white, as Evelyn did things I had never even seen her do with me. I wanted to scream. I wanted to put my fist through the screen. But instead, I sat there, watching in silent, seething rage. My breathing grew heavier, my body shaking with barely contained fury. I could hear my own heartbeat hammering in my ears. How long? How long had she been doing this? How many times had I kissed her goodnight, completely oblivious to the fact that she had been sharing our bed with other men? Had she ever truly loved me? A wave of disgust rolled through me, bile rising in my throat. I slammed the laptop shut, shoving it away from me like it was toxic. I needed proof. I needed evidence. With my hands still shaking, I reopened the laptop and started recording the screen. Clip after clip, I saved everything. The moment she kissed Nick. The moment she led him upstairs. The moment she stripped off her clothes in front of a goddamn audience. If she thought she was gonna lie her way out of this, she was dead wrong. I let out a slow breath, trying to steady myself. But the fury inside me was boiling over, consuming every rational thought. I was going home, tonight, and when I walked through that door, Evelyn was going to wish she had never betrayed me. I didn't sleep. I didn't even try. The rage inside me was too wild, too consuming. It had settled into my chest like a furnace, burning hotter with every second that passed. The moment I finished saving the videos, I booked the earliest flight back home. I didn't care that I was supposed to be in Chicago for another 3 days. I didn't care about the meetings I was missing. Nothing mattered anymore. Because while I was hundreds of miles away, working to build a future for us, Evelyn was at home, tearing it all apart. The airport was a blur. I barely remembered checking out of my hotel, barely remembered the ride to O'Hare. Every time I blinked, all I could see was her. Evelyn, laughing as she peeled off her clothes. Evelyn, crawling onto our bed with a man who wasn't me. Evelyn, kissing Nick, her hands tangled in his hair like she had never even loved me. The security line felt endless. The people around me were moving too slow, talking too loud. I wanted to grab someone, anyone, and scream in their face. Do you know what my wife is doing right now? Do you know I just watched my entire marriage go up in flames? But I kept my mouth shut, because this wasn't over yet. I took the first available seat on the plane, window away from everyone. My leg bounced restlessly as I stared out at the tarmac, gripping my phone so tightly my fingers went numb. I pulled up the videos. I don't know why. Maybe I thought if I watched them again, I'd somehow feel less angry. I didn't. If anything, it was worse. The way she looked at them, smiling, excited, the way she moved, uninhibited, like she had done this 1,000 times before. That thought sent a new wave of sickness through me. Had this been going on for months? Years? Had I been a joke this whole time? I exhaled sharply, shoving my phone back into my pocket before I did something stupid, like throw it against the seat in front of me. I needed to hold on to the anger. I needed to use it, because when I walked through that door, Evelyn was going to have to look me in the eyes and explain why she destroyed our marriage. And nothing, not her tears, not her excuses, not her pathetic apologies, was going to save her. The flight felt endless. Every minute that passed was another minute too long, another second of knowing but not yet acting. By the time we landed, my hands were clenched into fists, my jaw so tight it ached. I moved through the airport like a man possessed, shoving past slow walkers, ignoring the buzzing of my phone. Nothing else mattered. I needed to get home. The cab ride was suffocating. The driver kept glancing at me in the rearview mirror, probably wondering why I looked like I was on the verge of killing someone. My foot tapped restlessly against the floorboard as I stared out at the city, watching the buildings blur past. It was past noon. She'd be awake by now. Would she be alone? Would she still be sleeping off the filth of last night? Or would she be texting one of them, planning the next betrayal? My fingers twitched toward my phone, toward the proof sitting in my gallery. I didn't need to check. I had memorized every second. Evelyn. The moans. The laughter. Our bed. I inhaled sharply through my nose, my vision tunneling in red. I had never hated anyone in my life. Not truly. But I hated her now. and she had no idea what was coming. The car pulled up to my house. No, not ours.
Mine.
I stepped out, gripping my suitcase handle with enough force to snap it. The street was quiet. A calm, peaceful day. No one knew that behind those walls, a marriage had died. I strode up the steps, my breath slow and controlled, my heart pounding like a war drum. I unlocked the door, stepped inside. The air was thick with her scent. Fresh coffee, shampoo, a lingering trace of perfume, like nothing had changed, like she hadn't spent last night destroying everything we built. I closed the door softly behind me, and then I waited, for her to come downstairs, for her to realize she wasn't alone, for the moment she would see me standing there. And no, her life was about to fall apart. The house was silent, too silent, the kind of silence that wrapped around you, thick and suffocating, before a storm. I stood in the entryway, my suitcase still in hand, my breath slow, controlled, dangerous. The air carried faint traces of perfume, coffee, and her. Upstairs I heard movement, soft footsteps, a door creaking open. She was awake. Had she spent the morning cleaning up the evidence of her betrayal? Changing the sheets, scrubbing away the scent of other men, pretending last night never happened? Or had she just woken up in our bed, blissfully unaware that I had seen everything? I clenched my jaw as footsteps descended the staircase. And then, she appeared. Evelyn. My wife. Wearing nothing but one of my t-shirts. My fucking shirt. Her hair was a mess. Her skin still carrying the warmth of sleep. A lazy smile tugging at her lips before she even noticed me. She stretched, rubbing her eyes, letting out a soft sigh. And then, she froze. Her body stiffened mid-step, her breath catching in her throat as her eyes locked onto mine. The sleepy days vanished instantly, replaced by something sharper. Shock. She hadn't expected me home. Good. I let the silence stretch. Let her feel it. The weight of it. The warning. She blinked rapidly, then forced a smile.
Zizek.
Her voice was uneven. You're home early. I didn't answer. I just tilted my head, watching her. She shifted on her feet, fidgeting with the hem of my shirt. You didn't tell me you were coming back today. A nervous chuckle. I would have picked you up. Still, I said nothing. Evelyn swallowed, her throat bobbing. The smile wavered. Jake. I took a step forward. Slow. Deliberate. Her breath hitched. You have something you want to tell me? My voice was quiet. Too quiet. Her eyes darted left, then right, as if looking for an escape. What do you mean? I exhaled sharply through my nose, a humorless chuckle escaping me. Of course she was going to lie. I pulled my phone from my pocket, tapped the screen, and held it up so she could see. The video started playing. Evelyn's face drained of all color. Her lips parted, a sharp breath escaping as she watched herself, stripping, touching, laughing, betraying me. Her eyes snapped up to mine, wide with pure terror. I arched a brow. Try again, she gasped, stepping forward. Jake, I took another step back, away from her. Don't touch me. My voice was steel. Her hands trembled, clenching into fists at her sides as her body collapsed in on itself. Please, Jake, let me explain. My grip tightened around the phone. My entire body shook with rage. Oh, I'd love to hear it, I sneered. Go ahead, Evelyn. Explain to me how our home turned into a goddamn brothel while I was gone. Her lip trembled. Her breathing turned ragged. Tears pooled in her eyes. I wasn't thinking. I let out a sharp, bitter laugh. You weren't thinking? I hissed. That's your excuse? A choked sob escaped her throat. She dropped to her knees. Jake, please. Her voice cracked as she grabbed at my pant leg, clutching it like I was her last hope. I love you. I love you so much. I yanked my leg away. The sight of her on the floor disgusted me. The same woman who had laughed in my bed with another man. who had moaned for someone else, who had desecrated our home. You don't love me, I spat. She sobbed harder, hands covering her face. I looked down at her, at the pathetic wreck she had become, and I felt nothing.
No pity. No sadness.
Just rage. This wasn't over. Not yet. Evelyn knelt on the floor, her hands gripping the fabric of my pants like I was the last solid thing in her collapsing world. Her sobs shook her entire body, raw and ugly, but they didn't move me. Not anymore. She chose this. She destroyed us. And now, she was about to learn that some things couldn't be undone. I took a slow step back, yanking my leg from her grasp. She let out a desperate cry, scrambling after me, but I lifted a hand. *** sharp, commanding, ***. Don't, I growled. She froze. Tears streaked her face, her lips trembling as she looked up at me. Jake, please. I arched a brow. Please what, Evelyn? My voice was flat, emotionless. Please pretend I didn't see you throw yourself at my coworker? At God knows how many other men? She let out a choked sob, shaking her head. It wasn't like that. I laughed. A hollow, bitter sound. Oh? Tell me then. How was it? Evelyn sucked in a shaky breath, struggling to form words. It was just a stupid mistake. I got carried away. I wasn't thinking. Nonsense. She flinched. I crouched down so that we were at eye level, my face just inches from hers. You don't get carried away and invite half the goddamn city into our home. I seethed. You don't make a mistake and let other men touch you in the bed we shared. Her face crumpled, a fresh wave of sobs racking her frame. Jake, I love you. I love you so much. I pulled back like she was poison. You don't love me, I snapped. You love the thrill, the attention, the filth you brought into this house. She reached for me again. I stepped out of her reach. Get up. My voice was steel. Evelyn hesitated, eyes darting between my face and the rage simmering just beneath the surface. When she didn't move, I grabbed her arm and hauled her to her feet. She gasped, stumbling, clutching at my wrist. Please don't do this. I didn't let go. I dragged her toward the bedroom, to the scene of the crime. The room smelled clean. Too clean, like she had scrubbed it down, desperate to erase her sins. But no amount of fresh sheets and open windows could undo what had happened here. I threw open the closet and grabbed the nearest suitcase, tossing it onto the bed. Pack your things. Evelyn sucked in a sharp breath, her entire body trembling. No, Jake, please. I didn't answer. I just grabbed a handful of her clothes and threw them into the suitcase. She collapsed onto the bed, her hands clutching at my shirt. Don't do this. We can fix this. I was drunk. I wasn't thinking. I never meant to hurt you. I turned on her so fast she flinched. You didn't mean to hurt me?
I grålede, stepping closer, towering over her.
Do you have any idea what it felt like? Evelyn? Sitting in a hotel room, watching my wife betray me with other men in our bed. She let out a broken sob, covering her mouth with both hands. I wasn't done. Do you have any idea what it felt like to watch you with Nick? My own goddamn coworker. I sneered. The way you touched him, the way you let him have you, do you think you can erase that? Evelyn shook her head frantically. No, please. Pack. Your things? She collapsed into the sheets, wailing. Jake, please don't do this. I don't have anywhere to go. I grabbed her suitcase, zipped it halfway, and shoved it toward her. Not my problem. She sobbed harder, curling in on herself. I didn't feel sorry for her. Not even a little. I turned, gripping my phone, my mind already moving to the next step. Evelyn thought this was bad? She had no idea what was coming. Because I wasn't just kicking her out. I was about to make sure everyone knew exactly who she was. Evelyn sat on the bed, her shoulders shaking with sobs, her hands clutching the suitcase like it could somehow keep her here, like there was still something left to save. There wasn't. I stood over her, arms crossed, watching her unravel. I thought I'd feel satisfaction seeing her like this. Thought it would make the pain in my chest ease. But it didn't, because no matter how much she cried, how many times she begged, it wouldn't erase the disgusting truth. She had humiliated me, destroyed our marriage, and I wasn't going to let her hide from it. I grabbed my phone, tapping the screen. Evelyn's head shot up, panic flashing across her tear-streaked face. What are you doing? I turned the phone toward her. Sending the video to your parents. She gasped. No. Jake, please. She lunged at me, but I stepped back, holding the phone out of reach. You don't get to beg, I said coldly. Tears streamed down her face. You can't do this. They don't need to see that. I let out a sharp, humorless laugh. Oh, but I did? I had to sit there and watch my wife turn our home into a goddamn circus. She collapsed onto the floor, gripping my pant leg again. Jake, please, I'm begging you. I yanked my leg away, glaring down at her. You should have thought about this before you decided to disgrace yourself. Her whole body shook. My dad. He'll never forgive me. Good. I hit send. I didn't have to wait long. 20 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Her father. Evelyn sat stiffly on the couch, hands twisting in her lap, her face pale as death. I answered. The silence on the other end was thick, heavy, and then his voice, deep and cold. I need to see her. Now. I looked up at Evelyn, my expression blank. Your dad's coming. She visibly shook. Jake, please, don't do this to me. I turned away. You did this to yourself. 25 minutes later, her parents' car screeched to a stop outside. The front door burst open before I could even move. And there stood Thomas, Evelyn's father. His face was red with fury, his hands clenched into fists. He took one look at her sitting there, still in my shirt, her eyes swollen from crying, and then he looked at me. She's leaving, he said simply. His voice was firm, no hesitation. Get her things. Evelyn whimpered. Dad, please. He turned to her, his eyes dark with disappointment. Not a word. Not a single goddamn word. Her mother walked in behind him, silent, eyes shining with tears. Evelyn reached toward her. Mom! She flinched, refused to look at her. Evelyn broke. A sob tore from her throat, her body curling in on itself. Thomas exhaled sharply, rubbing his temples. We raised you better than this. His voice was quieter now. Hurt. Evelyn shook her head violently. I don't know why I did it. I wasn't thinking. Enough. She shut up immediately. Thomas turned to me. Where's her stuff? I motioned toward the suitcase. He grabbed it without another word. Then he turned back to his daughter, the daughter he no longer recognized. You are coming home, he said, voice steel. And when we get there, you will explain to your mother why she no longer has a daughter. Evelyn collapsed, screamed, but her father didn't care. And neither did I. The door slammed shut behind them. The house was silent. For the first time since I'd walked through that door, I could breathe. Evelyn was gone. But this wasn't over yet, because soon everyone was going to know. The silence in the house felt strange. For months, maybe years, it had been filled with lies, with whispered conversations, secret texts, stolen touches that weren't meant for me. But now it was empty. Evelyn was gone. Her father had dragged her out. Her mother had turned away in disgust. And I had watched as the woman I once loved shattered beyond repair. But this wasn't over. Not yet. Because she had humiliated me. And now it was time for her to feel it. I picked up my phone, scrolling through my contacts. My fingers hovered over Nick's name. Nick. ***, my coworker. My so-called friend. ***, the man I had trusted. The man I had shared drinks with, had laughed with, had helped through rough times. And he had stabbed me in the back. A slow smirk pulled at my lips. Nick had no idea what was coming. I sent the video to the group chat first. Jason, Matt, Ryan, ***, our entire friend circle. ***. I didn't add a caption. I didn't need to. The moment the video went through, my phone exploded with messages. Jason. What the hell is this? Ryan bro. Please tell me this is some kind of deepfake. ***. Matt. No way. That's Evelyn. That's Nick. Jason. Dude, he's a dead man. I smirked, tossing my phone onto the couch. Let the wildfire spread. Nick wasn't just my coworker. ***, he was engaged. ***. His fiancée, Emily, was a sweet girl. Too good for him. I found her number in my contacts and pressed send. The file went through. The moment she opened it, her world would end. Just like mine had. Next was Evelyn's social circle. All the women she pretended were her close friends. The ones who gossiped about everyone else's problems, who sat around sipping wine and laughing at other people's misfortunes. I sent the video to all of them. It didn't take long before my phone buzzed with a new message. Lauren ***, oh my god. Jake, what did she do? ***. I smirked. Now they knew. Evelyn spent years lying. Sneaking. Pretending to be something she wasn't. But you can't escape the truth forever. And now, she was going to learn what it meant to be exposed. I watched the messages flood in one after another. Jason. Dude. Nick just called me. He's freaking out. ***. Ryan, his fiancée just found out. She's done with him. ***. Matt. Holy shit. Bro, Evelyn's friends are tearing her apart in their group chat. Jason, her whole reputation is ruined. I leaned back against the couch, staring at my phone. Good. Nick had spent months sneaking around with my wife, thinking he was untouchable. Evelyn had paraded herself around like she had nothing to lose. Now they were both watching everything crumble. And I had barely begun. My phone buzzed. Unknown number calling. I already knew who it was. I answered, pressing the phone to my ear. Jake. Evelyn's voice came through, shaking, desperate. Please stop this. I smirked. Stop what, Evelyn? A choked sob. You know what? I could hear the pure panic in her voice. I can't even go online. Everyone knows. People are sending me messages. Calling me disgusting. Calling me a whore. I laughed coldly. Sounds accurate. She let out a broken whimper. Jake, I made a mistake. I wasn't thinking. I never wanted this. You never wanted to get caught. I corrected, my voice like steel. But you wanted them. More sobs. I'll do anything. Anything to fix this, please. I clenched my jaw. The rage flared inside me again, burning hotter than before. You don't get to fix this, Evelyn. I exhaled sharply. This isn't some little screw-up you can sweep under the rug. You destroyed everything. You humiliated me. You took our home, our marriage, and turned it into a goddamn circus. I wasn't thinking, I was drunk. Don't. My voice was sharp. Final. I don't care if you were drunk. I don't care if you weren't thinking. Because you sure as hell knew what you were doing when you invited them into our bed. Silence. I could hear her breathing unevenly, shaking. And I didn't care. I had cared once. I had loved her. But now I just wanted her to suffer. You ruined yourself, Evelyn. I said, voice calm, detached. I just made sure everyone saw it. And then I hung up. I stared at my phone for a long moment. The weight in my chest didn't feel as heavy anymore. Evelyn was getting exactly what she deserved. But somehow, it still wasn't enough. The world was closing in on Evelyn. I could feel it in the silence. She hadn't called back. No more texts. No more begging. Maybe she was still crying, curled up somewhere, drowning in her own shame. Maybe she was trying to control the damage, telling her friends and family some twisted version of the truth. But the thing about the truth, it doesn't need a defense. It stands on its own, raw and undeniable. And I had made sure everyone saw it. That night, I got a text from Jason. Jason * Nick just got fired. I stared at the screen for a long moment, letting the words sink in. Jason followed up immediately. Jason ***. Apparently, Emily's dad went straight to the company and showed them the video. Nick was up for a promotion, and now he's got nothing. Security escorted him out. Jason * bro, he's done. I exhaled slowly, rolling my shoulders. One down. Evelyn was next. By morning, the video had spread even further. Not just in our social circles. Beyond that, Evelyn had spent years crafting her image. A perfect wife, a respectable woman. That image was now in ruins. Lauren, one of her closest friends, called me around noon. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. Hello. A hesitant breath. Then, Jake. She's breaking. I smirked. She should be. Lauren let out a shaky sigh. She can't even leave the house. Everyone is talking about it. Her family is ashamed. Her friends are embarrassed to be associated with her. She's ruined. I finished for her. Silence. Then softly, yeah, good. I didn't ask where Evelyn was. Didn't ask what she was doing. It didn't matter anymore. Let her hide. Let her drown in her own disgrace. She deserved every second of it. And I, for the first time in weeks, I felt free. Evelyn had vanished. Not literally. I knew she was holed up at her parents' house, too ashamed to show her face. But socially, she was gone. No more posts. No more messages. Just silence. The woman who once thrived on attention had been reduced to a ghost, trapped in the ruins of the life she destroyed. And I was the one who burned it down. I sat on my back porch that evening, sipping a beer, watching the sunset. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I smirked. Only one person would be desperate enough to call from a number I didn't recognize. I answered but said nothing. A hesitant breath came through the line. Then ***, her voice. ***. Jake. I didn't respond. A shaky inhale. She sniffled. I don't even know what to say. I laughed under my breath. That's a first. Silence. Then, softly, pathetically, can we talk? I took a slow sip of my beer, savoring the moment. What is there to talk about, Evelyn? Her breath hitched. I made a mistake. I let the words hang between us. Let her sit in them. Then I said the one thing she had never expected to hear. You don't exist to me anymore. A sharp inhale. A shocked sob. Jake, please. Click. I hung up. The divorce papers were filed the next morning. I signed without hesitation. No second thoughts.
No regrets.
I had already wasted enough time on a woman who never deserved me. And now I was done. That night as I lay in bed, the same bed she had defiled, now stripped of every trace of her, I felt something I hadn't felt in weeks. Relief. No more betrayal. No more lies. Just freedom. Evelyn was nothing but a bad memory. And I would never let anyone betray me like that again. Weeks passed. Then months. And slowly the rage faded. The pain dulled. The memories of Evelyn, of what she did, became nothing more than a scar. A reminder of how cruel people could be. But scars don't hurt forever. And neither did she. I moved forward. Not in some dramatic, life-changing way. I didn't sell everything and disappear to some far-off country. I didn't drown in alcohol or swear off love forever. I just kept living. I focused on work. Hit the gym. Reconnected with old friends, the ones who actually mattered. I found peace in small things. Quiet mornings with coffee on my porch. Late-night drives with the windows down. The simple satisfaction of coming home to a place that was truly mine. And eventually, I even started dating again. Not because I needed someone. Not because I was searching for some desperate attempt to fill the void Evelyn left behind. But because I realized something. She hadn't ruined me. She had tried. She had lied, betrayed, humiliated me in ways I never imagined. But in the end, she was nothing. And I was still here. One night, months later, I got another unknown call. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. I already knew who it was. I smiled, let it ring, then blocked the number. Evelyn was gone, and I had never been better.